change things for you out here?
Just glamping, you know, slumming it. It'll be should be a lot of fun. I mean, the reason was kind of to have home on the road. We've got the same mattress I have at home, and we'll leave a lot of Sammy's stuff on the bus, and therefore we won't have to pack a whole lot and can ride on it in between a lot of events, given the way the tour, or the West Coast swing and especially the Florida swing. So should make traveling and getting settled and packing up quite a bit easier, and yeah, look forward to it. I mean, I've already stayed in it once, but
Hungary was the first time?
that's right.
What was that like?
Well, I was by myself there, so I had tons of room, and we didn't load it up yet. It was just, we had just gotten it in, so yeah, it'll be fun. You know, there's a number. At one point, I think there was a dozen guys. I think 4 of them were at Live, or went to Live, and sold theirs because they don't really have the whole swings. It's hard to go Saudi to Chicago in a 2-week stretch in an RV. So I think that had a lot to do with it. But so I don't know. I mean, I was next to Jay Day. He's obviously, Bubba was a guy who had him for a long time, and Jason Day's had his. He just got a new one in, and so you have Annie's she's trying to recruit a lot of our friends out here to do it. So we'll see in the next few years if that works or not.
What are the dimensions and what's the coolest?
I don't know the dimensions. Yeah, and if I did, I don't think I'd tell you. That'd be like just giving you a tour of my home, I guess. So I haven't driven it. I plan on driving it on open road stretch at some point when it's not pulling out of Phoenix and not into LA, but maybe switch and just do like an hour of it just because it'd be fun. I'll be, you know, I'm a dad now. I'll do the whole, you know, someone wants me to honk, I'll honk. And we have a driver, a guy who's done it for some other guys.
Was there someone who kind of gave you the inspiration to join that group?
We tried one in Harding Park, PGA. So we tested it out there, and he wanted one for a while, and I didn't really want one prior to Sammy, like, knowing he'd sleep through the night and schedule and all that, because it's close quarters compared to renting a house. But so she's wanted one for a while, and then it was just a matter of if the perfect one came at the right time, and then it did this last fall.
What had to be perfect about it?
Just like one that, I mean, it's not a minor purchase, so it's one that we really liked the style of, that was not going to require a lot of maintenance, that we had the right driver situation, the right space. The way that they're all built are quite a bit different, so it just needed to be the right rig.
As far as your golf, at your true level, can you describe what expectations are like when you come to a tournament, and are you ever surprised by the way you play?
So I would say, like, I started really well in 2018, 19, and maybe a couple of events in 20, where it was a day like today where I shot, you know, 5 or 6 under to start. I think I remember doing it at Travelers one time, and the PGA in 19. And I just remember thinking, you know, I know where my game's at, and I can maybe fake it as best as I can, but it's not. I don't really have great control. I used my hands really well for a couple days, conveniently the first 2 in a row. So then it's not like I didn't believe. It's more that I have a good idea of where things are at, and if I have that shot or don't have that shot. And this is different. You know, the last couple of years have been a little different, where off to a good start, and I'm like, okay, I think I can improve a little to gain just a little bit more control, but I was in really good control. And for me, it's about freedom. It's not separating arms from the body and having to save shots. It's feeling like I'm in front of them and being able to hold them off, and nice fluid strokes on the greens. And that's really all it comes down to. And it seems simple, but when you're still fighting the urge to want to hit it hard, or fighting the urge to get over some bad habits, you know, days like today, I'm not surprised. But what I will say is I'm confident relative to other time periods I've been off to similar starts, which is a really good place to be. I believe that I can shoot 5 or 6 under each day out here. Not to say that means it'll happen, but there's other times I'd be sitting there going, how do I hold this shit together, to be honest? Seriously.
Can you describe today's round a
Yeah, I got off driving it really well. I split some fairways early with driver on 10 and 12 and had a couple good wedges in there, and I made a couple putts early, so that was nice. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy this practice green, so I just have been using my my device instead of hitting regular putts on it. I seem to have putts go two different ways every single time I go off of it historically on the screen, so I told myself I'd play this event as long as I only hit putts on the tutor on this green. And so the stuff I've been trying to work on in my stroke, I decided to just go full trust from the get-go today, and to see those go in was a nice confidence boost and led to a good putting day, and just try to carry it on from there. I mean, I had a number of wedges, stinks to par number 9. I hit a really nice drive, and it caught the lip of the bunker and hung just like number 8, went through a bunker, and I was standing on it. I kind of had a couple drives that were like really close on the last 2 holes to be in another stroke or so. So I feel like I left a couple out, but I also really I had fun today. Like I had fun playing the shots in the wind, and it's fun when you hit a good one, because out here the ball's just going to roll 70 yards, and it's like wow, that's, if you miss the fairway, you're way back, but when you hit it, it's like I got a nice sand wedge into this green now. So it can be a really fun golf course once you start peeling it down these fairways.
You said you're freewheeling with the putter early. Are you sometimes just cautious because you don't know what the swing's going to be like?
No, I think it's more just like I've had some hand path issues. So I would hope, in great time periods, feeling like I'm doing 50% of a feel, I've got to do 250% of a feel, and sometimes that's hard to like fully trust once you're actually playing. And I've been inching my way to where it just gets a little easier and a little easier, and I hit half my putts today were like, wow, I knew exactly where that was going. Some of them went in, some of them didn't, and the others I didn't, and I made some of them, and I did. But I know once I get to a certain feel through the ball, that I can beat the field. I can be number 1 in strokes gained for the week because I know what that feels like, and so I'm just trying to get that way, and it's getting there, and that's exciting.
Couple more guys. What memory do you have of being like leading the field in proximity to the hole that day Justin shot 59?
Yeah, I do remember that. I think I shot 65 and was like a stroke and a half, maybe better tee to green than Justin, and he shot 59. I just remember being here on the 9th green and us just kind of, is he going to make this eagle putt? And I personally thought I had hit one from just behind him, and I think left it just dove off. I don't know if it was right behind him, but I just thought, this is a hard putt to get there, for a 59. When it's almost like to win, sometimes it's hard to hit it hard enough. That's the mistake people make. And right when he hit it, it was just flushed and went in. So it was cool, but also a little frustrating because I was like, man, I was inside you on a lot of holes, and yeah, and you were teeing off first the next hole all day. So,
What was one of the better shots or even putts that you hit today?
Today, yeah. I think I hit a drive on number 12, just the 3rd one of the day. That was this really, I call it in front of fade, meaning my sequence was fantastic. It was on plane. It was just exactly what I've been working towards. And I just hit this, this 5-yard fade that held the wind up the middle of the fairway and had 80 yards into that flat green. And that was, when I hit that shot, I walked off saying, this could be a really good day if I keep pressing how that just felt.
When did you get away? And I'm not saying it's gone forever, but I don't see as much as the rehearsal.
Yeah, I did some last week. Ideally, I don't have to do it. And
When were you able to move away from it, though?
last Saturday. Yeah, I think I did it for most of the first couple rounds last week. But it's kind of a little bit of a different feel this week, and I don't need to do it as much. I mean, I'm doing practice swings, but not over the ball. And
Has that been a goal for a while?
I think that as a whole, as you can imagine, you'd be more shot focused than swing focused. I still would like to be more so shot focused than swing focused. But when you're doing a bunch of rehearsals, if you do it weeks in a row, I think you can, like, last year I was doing it the week I won, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, it was just kind of a get set motion. I'd done it for so many weeks. But when you start kind of doing it or changing it up and doing it, I think you just start trying to make good swings instead of hit great shots. And it doesn't have to be perfect in this game, you know. But I'm not trying to be either. I'm just trying to get it some things back in order.
How different are the conversations with you and Michael on a day like this versus a day when things aren't going well?
I think it just depends on if it's not going well off execution or not going well off. Like I played really dumb shots or made really bad decisions. I made a lot of really bad decisions last Saturday. It was probably the worst mentally played round I can remember having in a long time. Meaning I was hitting holds when I should have rode it, or I was hitting a club that could go, that wasn't going to get there, but long was better than short. Just stuff like that where I'm like, man, I'm just trying to be perfect and I don't need to be, and it's more I'm just blabbering to Michael more than anything else. You know what I mean? Like, hey, keep an eye on if I'm trying to get a stroke back here, I don't need to push this up or something like that. Stuff I should know that sometimes I just need a reminder because I get a little too aggressive.
Are they more frustrating than rounds in which you don't have your shit?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah. I mean, if you miss-execute, then you miss-execute, and you just need to go get better. Decision making, you know, it's going to happen, or you're going to have a lie you didn't expect, but as a whole, it shouldn't happen more than a couple times in a round. On a Kapalua when it's not really that windy, right? Like out here, if it's blowing hard, you got crosswinds, you know, it's going to be tough for everybody, but those are for sure way more frustrating than mis-executed shots.
On a great note, when's the last time you flew coach?
The 27th? Oh, coach. No, sorry, no. It's even worse. I thought you said commercial. I thought I had you too. I was like asshole. 27th. I flew back from Hawaii when I missed the cut in 2019, and I didn't have my flight was set for Sunday, and I didn't want to wait, and it was the seat that was available. Right?
Yeah. What that like?
I was pissed because I was playing really bad, didn't know how to solve it, and I just missed the cut, so I didn't really care where I was. I just feel bad for the people around me.
All right, Jordan. Thank you, sir.
Jordan